All the talking has been done. It's time to start doing the walking.
Did you feel that energy? Did you hear that beat in the music? If anything's going to get you ready for a fight, it's that.
Sorka. Great to have you with us for this all-action affair. We expect big things, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Nice counter. Oh, wait a minute! And the Takeover's in some big trouble now. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. How about that time counter shot? This is such an amazing theater. So many great concerts have been performed here, but nothing quite like what we're going to see here.
God, I love theatres. For all these reasons, you can hear everybody in the crowd. You can hear the punches actually echo. If you're that fighter coming in and you know you're in such an intense atmosphere, you know the pressure is going to be on.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. And that right jab just misses. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. Here we go. It's round two. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
The perfect counter lands. Beautiful counter punch. Good looking hook, but it was blocked. If you're a counter puncher, then basically you do the counter attack. You let them get their punch off first, and then you answer in kind.
They have got great ring IQ. Counter punchers are the best.
Well done with that counter shot. That counter shot lands. Catch and shoot. That big hook doesn't land. A perfect counter shot. That counter punch caught him clean. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Good counter punch. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Beautiful counter shot. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford in that last round. Let's get it started in round three. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Punch, counter punch. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. misses. That left hook misses. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Nice counter shot. Good counter punching. Couldn't land that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. Can't score with that jab. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Crawford in that one. Here's the bell to start round 4. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Left hook just missed. They exchange punches. That left hook missed. There's a counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. A real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Every time they... A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Crawford in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. Things are starting to heat up now as we enter the 5th. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
He threw a punch and just got countered. You can tell he's stronger, but he's not faster. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Misses with that straight left. Some nice exchanges from both men in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. In this division, both fighters will constantly be on their toes trying to punch and counterpunch.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. Nice counter punch. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Crawford in that last round. This is the beginning of round 6. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Watch this again. He set it up perfectly and knocked him down.
A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you okay?
So this was an unexpected turn of events. What happens next?
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
It's a good start to the round for this guy.
No doubt at all. You can see who's winning. You can see who's got it in hand. You can see who's comfortable. Or it's a bit of a mousetrap.
Crawford is dazed. Still standing.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Good counter punching. Jab slightly off target. That counter punch caught him clean. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Talk about Crawford in that lap. There's the bell to start round 7. They barely survived the last round after 2 knockdowns. Let's see what happens here.
2 knockdowns and you're coming back from that. That's near on impossible because your head must be all over the place. Your legs would feel like jelly. What can they tell you in the corner? All they can do is wake you up. They can't even go into game plan.
Nice counter shot. Catch and shoot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
Now you've got 2 fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Beautiful counter punch. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
That counter punch caught him clean. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. They drop their guard, they get caught. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Crawford. And we enter the 8th round. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket them.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
It looked great live. How will it look again on slow motion replay?
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You still want to fight?
Hold it right there. Crawford's legs are all over the place. And now they're right back into the fray.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
So we enter the final 10 seconds here in a pretty dominant display. Whoa, wait a minute! Crawford in trouble! What a dominant performance, and it shows...